Done. All right. And we're back. So yeah, a little technical difficulty, but we're back. Like I was saying, we're getting ready to move. We'll be heading back to Orange County. Stoked about that on a couple different levels. Bummed a little bit to be moving away from here. It's really been nice out here, and we've enjoyed our time out here. I will say that it's really slow. It's really quiet. Like it's 7:15, and you can kind of see right here how dark it is. Look how dark it is out here. So dark, supremely quiet, nothing going on. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because back in Anaheim, we'll be kind of right in the thick of things. It'll be not this quiet and not this dark. So we'll definitely miss it. Definitely mostly miss, the house here, since we've been pretty much confined to the house for the pandemic. Both Vicky and I have been working from home since March, I believe, and I don't think there's any real clear end in sight. So yeah. Hope everybody's Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays were well. I haven't, put a vlog in forever, and I've just been super busy, but gonna get refocused on that, and I'm gonna do some homework on putting some more kind of production around the vlogs, just to kind of make them a little bit more professional. They're super raw at this point, but to be honest, that's what I kind of like. I kind of like the format of, just kind of having some talking points, turning the camera on and off you go, right? And it's purely organic, kind of that way, and just flows. So but yeah, I want to put a little bit more professional kind of, setup to the vlog, and put some more consistent content on it. So but like I said, hope everybody had a good Christmas. Mine was good as well. Very low key. Just stayed home. Um, yeah, we just stayed home. It was low key, I guess, could mean boring. We did like a little Christmas dinner, as I'm sure many of you did. Um, Vicky's parents of course, are here. My parents are back in North Carolina, and both of us felt like that we didn't want to, um, bring any unneeded or risky exposure to both of them. So I didn't travel back to North Carolina, and we didn't also go to Vicky's parents. Just trying to keep them safe, them being in, a higher risk category. Um, but all in all, like we've gotten through the pandemic, pretty well, I would say. The car club, Mopar SoCal, check us out on Instagram. It's helped a lot with that. We've been out kind of real busy with the car club, and that's helped us. It's helped stave off boredom. It's got us out of the house. I want to rotate the camera, so I'm going to flip these stakes a little bit. So it's been all good. New Year's Eve was pretty lame, I'm gonna say. Um, yeah, just pretty lame. I don't know what network, you guys all tuned into. Look at this grass-fed ribeye right here. Get right now. If I drop this, I'm gonna cry. Ribeyes. Looks like the asparagus has just been delivered. Ooh, this looks good. Look at that. Pretty good stuff for Saturday night. But I don't know what network you watched the countdown on. Vicky and I watched NBC, and man, it was so lame. The production value was probably just a notch higher than what you're getting right here on the SVP vlog. Not too much higher. The performances, if you had to give them, 1 out of 5 stars, Vicky, like, what do you, on the whole, like the whole show, what do you give it?
This was a 3.
I think that's a
Maybe,
little.
and that's, yeah. And the only thing that got us to a 3 were the last 3 performances by Miley, J-Lo, and En Vogue.
Yeah, I would have to agree. J-Lo definitely saved it.
It would have been a 1.
I think,
or a 0.
Yeah, I think En Vogue saved it, as I'm not gonna say equally, but that they did save that. J-Lo definitely saved the show. NBC even putting Dick Clark's name, on the show, I'm sure the old man was like rolling in his grave, watching this because he probably could have did a better show from the grave. It was pretty bad. And you hear my dog, he smells the ribeyes and he's wanting some. But yeah, so the performances, Cyndi Lauper, right? Like most people under the age of 30, would you say?
Or I'm gonna say, let's say 40.
Of 40 are not really gonna know who the fuck Cyndi Lauper is.
Barely made the cut.
Okay. And so they run her out there on stage, and I'm like, okay, like nobody under 40 is gonna know who she is. So, but maybe if she performs one of her hits, like Girls Just Want to Have Fun, right? Like at least the kids will know it. It's likely a parody somewhere in like Family Guy or something, right? Like they'll at least know the tune. But no, she comes out and singing. Do you remember what song she performed? It was one of her slightly well-known tracks, but it wasn't quite a hit. And it really was kind of a somber, kind of low energy, track. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is New Year's. We've had this fuck show of a year, and here we're playing like this melodramatic, low energy shit that people are probably, having a fucking cocktail to, and wishing that they were at the opera or something or somewhere else. But it was bad, and her voice, like NBC did her like no favors. Like, would you agree, Vicky? Like, her sound was like very organic and unassisted. Like come on, like we're in the age of like the synthesized, assistants, for music, and they gave her nothing, and she sounded like shit. She's got a weird kind of sound and voice already, which
40-year-old?
like a what?
40-year-old?
Yeah. And yeah, just oh wow. I just was perplexed, like at what I was seeing, and thinking, okay, well, it can only get better from that point. Like I think next they run out like some pop guy who's wearing this big pink puffy coat outfit thing, and he looks like he's damn near 30, and he's got this raspy ass, like a carton of Marlboros a day, raspy ass voice, and he's like not getting any love on the sound, and he's singing this song that I've never heard of, and I'm like, where they fuck it? Like, was it like the budget? Was the budget, a challenge, or did they have budget cuts this year at NBC? Like, I know it's a down year, but I would have thought the opposite, right, Vicky? Like they're like, everyone's at home, right?
Give them a crazy, big, humongous, badass performance. Because for starters, okay, the crazy year is one thing, but two, we're not, majority of the population is likely going to be home because there's nowhere to go on New Year's Eve. So let's put on a big show for them. Perfect time to throw on the ads, right? Just like football, right? Like we're all home watching it. Get those ads in there. We're watching the TV. We're not out partying. But man, yeah, it was awful.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, I thought so too. And who else performed right before J-Lo came on and
I don't know.
Kind of saved it.
Miley Cyrus performed. So Miley Cyrus, I agree. She didn't put on a performance, but she sounds amazing. Yeah. No synthesizers, no help, and she sounded great. Yeah. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah, talented. Yeah, she's definitely like not my kind of style of music or artist, but yeah, she definitely kind of in like a shit show. At least she sounded good, and yeah, and yeah. Speaking of depressing, like there was another cat that they drug out there.
Not to make light of depression, but in a time like this, I think they would have been more beat.
Yeah, but you had a shot. Why you didn't take it? Again, like everyone, like you said, everyone's sitting at home,
We're missing our families. We're
doing a
missing
little
our friends.
boozing, missing their families and friends. Like, why not make it a good time? Like, but yeah, it felt like it was like a fucking bore fest, right? And so they drag out this cat and something Capaldi, and this guy's like the Make a Wish version of Ed Sheeran, and he's singing this song, and it's so goddamn depressing that I want to like literally ready to climb up on the roof and jump off head first. Like, you're not getting any, bro. Like, we play this game every night. Like, he does this every night. He does his little whine and his little dance, his little happy feet, and he's not getting it. Like, sorry, man. Like, I really want to know what house this dog came from before he came to us. He's a rescue. Like, he must have been on like a steak diet. Like, he rides in the car all the time, demands to sleep on the bed. Like this man wants like all the amenities of like that we get. Damn. But anyways, I digress. So they drag out this guy, and he's awful. And the song is awful, and I'm like, what audience? Like, is there like an emo audience out there that is like, is this emo New Year's Eve, and everyone's like smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee and being sad, or what? Like, what's going on? But
Yeah, well, I agree. It was. You would think that we'd get like just a big event, something to keep us happy and excited and motivated because we are at home and we're hoping that these networks are going to kind of pull us out of that funk because we can be with family, so put on a big show.
right? I wonder if like NBC like pre-recorded this like a couple of months ago, and they set like the fucking VCR like on
Let's just say they did.
play.
Then go ahead and do it, but put on a big show, right? Have people out there putting these big performances pre-recorded with, all the works. Make me excited. Like, I want to get up and dance like I'm in a club.
Yeah,
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, it definitely
Just a song selection. I mean, who selected the songs that they were going to sing? Like, I think sometimes artists want to put their latest song, but let's give them some guidance here.
right.
Who's behind the production?
Yeah, I wonder if they're like looking for work, or if they're still like working on next fucking Sad Year's Eve special. But man, yeah, somebody should be looking for work after that. And if it wasn't for J Lo, and J Lo kind of came on last, and kind of saved the show. I will say though, when they turned on the news, like I didn't know that they were cutting away from the special to go to the news.
I was excited.
And yeah, like I was actually enjoying the news. And but so when they come back, there was roughly 30 minutes to the ball drops, and the way they did it too was like super confusing, or I'm just a complete moron. I want to think maybe just a little bit of both. But they were cutting to Hollywood, which reminds me, Megan Thee Stallion, she did a couple of performances from Hollywood, and I thought it was good. Like that's kind of like the upbeat kind of, you know, good time, let's have some fun, shake some ass, have some drinks, and have a good time kind of, content that, was right for that kind of show. But um
And I think it was pre-recorded. I'm not sure, but if it was, it didn't matter because I was excited to see her. That's what I wanted to hear.
right. And so I was confused that they kept cutting back to Hollywood. There was no like ball dropping or countdown from LA because, well, because it's LA and it's on lockdown. We were actually in Beverly Hills over on like Rodeo Drive, and there were like tumbleweeds blowing through there, which was pretty dope because we got to get some car photos in some locations on Rodeo Drive, which you can't normally get because there's way too many people and traffic and shit. So we kind of worked that to our advantage a little bit. But I was saying that oh yeah, it's confusing. See how easily I get confused. So they kept cutting back and forth, and then they were doing the countdown from Times Square for the West Coast, and I'm like, what? And I couldn't understand. Are they like redoing this, or are they replaying it, or like what the fuck is going on? But there was no countdown from LA. They did a countdown from New York, and then they did another countdown for the West Coast from New York, and it was just highly confusing. It seemed like all the performances that were in New York were like awful. I mean, they sounded like karaoke bar quality, right? It was bad. Um, it was kind of funny too. Remember when Cyndi Lauper was on, and she's in between songs, and her first and second song, and some production assistant comes out and starts, Jimmy jacking with her microphone and this and that, and she's like, "I'm on air, the cam on cam." Yeah,
Lady kept messing with her, and she's like, "Get the fuck off." Sorry.
yeah, that was funny, and then she segues into this second song. So yeah, Cyndi Lauper got a second song, and she segues into like some kind of like techno house fucking song, and there's some DJ in the background, and she's like 60, bouncing up and down, and I'm like, what in the actual fuck is going on here, right? Like, so not only is Cyndi Lauper, she bombs the first song. Now she's playing some song which I'm guessing is off a new album, or maybe she's a party DJ in Las Vegas now. I mean, I don't know, but she's doing her thing, and those of us who do know Cyndi Lauper are like scratching our heads, like, what in the fuck is this? I don't recognize it. I don't like it, and I don't want it. And the under 40s are like, who the fuck is this old person? Never seen or heard of her, and she's trying to play this young music. Like, everybody just was confused, and yeah, so just terrible. So anyways, the last performance, well, not the last performance, but the headlining performance was J Lo, and I had some hope or optimism that it would be a good show, because J Lo puts on a good performance. And again, I'm no fan of her music, but everything I've ever seen from J Lo has always been kind of on point, like production wise, and yeah, she didn't disappoint. I don't know what the fuck she had on her head. She was wearing like some kind of Versace head basket or something. I don't know what she was, kind of the look she was going for there, but hey, I thought it was cool. But her performance rocked, and um, she sounded really good. Yeah, she sounded really good. And then she segued into her last song, was like a cover for Aerosmith's "Dream On," and I thought it was really cool. A lot of people, no, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but a few people that I saw, that they said that they didn't care for it. Let me check out these steaks and make sure I'm not burning these steaks. Yeah, a few people said they didn't care for it. I honestly, I thought it was really good. I thought it was very well done. Just gonna jockey around some of these asparagus that don't burn. The key with the asparagus is you want to cook them so they're nice and soft. First, marinate them in salt, pepper, and vinegar. Um, Not vinegar, uh, olive oil. I'm gonna take one out so we kind of gauge how they're going. But she saved it. Great props, great set design. Had some fireworks. Had backup dancers. Um, and again, kind of just capping it all off with the cover on Aerosmith's "Dream On." I thought she rocked it. Some people, Vicky, I was saying that some people felt like she didn't do a real good job with that, but
I thought she killed it.
I did too. And she had very minimal kind of synthesized assistant, on her voice. I mean, what she was singing, she was blowing. Yeah, she was blowing. No pun intended. So yeah, so that, at least it ended kind of on a strong note. The other thing, which was really kind of like strange to me, and it shouldn't be a surprise, just given kind of how corporate, the world is now, is like Kia and Planet Fitness, right? Or Planet Shitness, as a lot of my friends call it. You couldn't fucking look anywhere on any camera angle and not see, 2 to 3, Kia or Planet Fitness logos. Then of course Kia had some sob story about, how this guy drove this car with his big 2021 sign around, the world, like big fucking deal. Like, come on, like, drive that thing to the fucking moon, and then, maybe I'll be impressed.
But if you have a new car, you should be able to do that in any car.
Yeah. And let's be honest, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say Kia is trash, but like, how many are people? I guess people are really buying them.
Yeah, people are fine. They've improved on their warranties. Back in the day, Kia was pretty trash, but they've stepped up their game, and I think this was a perfect opportunity for them to get a lot of TV time for probably a really good deal.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think definitely there was probably a deal to be had there.
Same with Platinum Fitness. When are they going to get so much TV time, for maybe a good deal? Because guess what? Who's talking about it? We are. Kia and Planet Fitness. I think we've had about 4 conversations about them in the past 24 hours.
And it's like, who's going to a Planet Fitness? Like, when's there going to be a Planet Fitness open? And like,
but some people probably didn't even know they existed. Now they do. Now they're talking about it.
They're going to remember that for when they decide to go back their New Year's.
And be like, oh, it's 24 hours. It's, it's $10 a month or whatever. And they don't know about it. They think it's the gym. They'll sign up and then they'll start going, be like, oh, it's not that great. And then they'll let go of their membership. But in the meantime, Planet Fitness already got them for enrollment and monthly dues. And
oh yeah, and like how the gym Nazis work. Like once they get your information, it's not like an easy call to call them up. And
I need to cancel because I'll be honest, I had a Planet Fitness membership. I mean, they don't let you send in your monthly payment. Like they get your checking account, so that's coming out. So either you call them, and calling them to try to cancel that, not going to happen. I had to cancel through my bank. I said, hey, I've tried to reach him on the phone. I've tried to reach him via email and no response. So I told my bank. So Planet Fitness, if they get you hooked, they're not going to be letting you go that easily.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, somebody probably either got a fucking bargain basement deal on that, or they signed that deal early in the year. And somebody's just like, oh shit. But like, and man, I got horrible colors too, like purple and yellow. I thought that was awful. Yellow, yeah. No, it's purple and gold. Yeah, purple and yellow. But yeah, so yeah, I thought it was like just way too corporate, and they had these little bunkers set up where they had like people, and like the people that they interviewed, and I think they were first responders and healthcare workers and stuff like that. Which hats off to all those people. I'm not clowning those guys by any reason, but like the interviews again were like fucking boring. It was like talking to a train station conductor.
People. They're just your everyday,
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just used to like
animated.
Not animated, but just New Year's Eve where people are like partying and having a good time, and they're pretty sauced up and liquored up, and there's these people are like, hi, I'm Jane Bebop from Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I'm a nurse, and I change adult old folks diapers Monday through Friday. But yeah, all in all, kind of a letdown. But hey, we got through it. It's over. These steaks are looking pretty good. Pretty good. More of this guy. We'll get these asparagus a little bit more done. Ooh, dropped one. Vicky's got some green bean casserole going in there, so we're gonna do a little green bean casserole, some steaks, and some asparagus here. Should be pretty good. Cool, because we are just about done here on the steaks. But all in all, pretty good holiday. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's here. But yeah, I guess we're just getting ready for the presidential changeover here. And the old Trumpski's been a little quiet, huh? I know he was kind of.
He was supposed to have a big New Year's Eve get together in Mar-a-Lago and canceled on all the people that paid.
Oh, really?
To be there. And from what I haven't read up on it much, he was headed back to the White House.
Wow. Maybe they got a rain check. Well, he's gonna have a lot of time to hang out at Mar-a-Lago and party. So yeah, knowing Trump and probably not. But man, the asparagus, if I don't choke on it, turned out pretty good. Yeah, Vicky come through in the clutch. Um, yeah, we're gonna do we have like our car club tomorrow is actually having what they call a rides and coffee, and it's an event where people kind of pull up to a location, typically like a car detailing place. Um, we'll go into the store and get some discounts, on the store and some car detail stuff at Detail Garage in the city of Orange. Our car club hosts it, so we'll be out there tomorrow. We did go out last night to a car show, and it was kind of cool that this one was put on by another club called Fastlane Mopars, who we kind of interact with here and there, and it was pretty well set up, and everybody, at least in our crew, we brought about 26 or so cars, and everybody had masks on. We kept social distance, and it was really cool. Most of the people there were being very respectful of social distance and masks, etc. There was a DJ, and had some prizes and competitions, and our club took home deepest club. We had, like I said, 26 or maybe a few more cars out there, and so we took the deepest club trophy, which was really cool. Um, and yeah, it was just kind of nice to get out and do that. We haven't really done anything like that in a while. Um, these steaks are ready. Just need to get the asparagus corralled. Key with the steaks as well, and I learned this from a good friend who's a really good cook, is once you take the steaks off the grill, you got to wrap them up in foil tight. Whew, it's hot. You got to let them rest for at least 10 minutes. And
put them in bed.
That's right. You got to tuck them in. Yep. They got to rest. 10 minutes minimum.
Little blankie over them.
Little blankie.
5-minute nap. 10.
Lets all the flavor and the juice and everything just kind of settles in. Get the rest of these asparaguses. These guys are kind of thick, so they're a little. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I've got like 22 subscribers right now, and I appreciate all 22 of you. But yeah, we'll try to, like I said before, in the new year, going to focus back on getting the vlog going with consistent content and posts, getting some a little bit more production value built into it, so it's not so raw. Even though, like I was saying, I do like the idea of it being very organic and kind of turning the camera on and just going. Comedy's still kind of at a standstill right now with the whole pandemic in LA. Yeah, the whole comedy scene is like kaput, just because there's some really strict state guidance in place right now, which I won't go into a rant on it, but I will say part of it makes sense, and then other parts of it is completely dumb. But be that as it may, it is what it is. Until that clears up, the open mics, the shows, all that are going to be kind of on the skids for now. So I've done probably 5 or 6 open mics so far, and I've definitely learned quite a bit from the open mics. Mainly just getting comfortable on stage, learning how to deliver jokes. Like, everybody thinks they're funny, but you get on that stage and the lights hit you, and it's kind of like you kind of crap your pants mentally anyways. But so I'm looking forward to kind of getting back out there and working on the craft. My goal that I'm going to set for myself for this year is that I book a show, I don't want to say a paying show because nobody in comedy really gets paid. Um, or at least, starting out in comedy, but um, I'd like to I'd like to feature on a show. I'm going to give myself 4 to 6 months of everything kind of going back to normal. I'd like to kind of feature on a show. I did host a comedy show in my backyard not too long ago, where Vicky and I both hosted it. She probably did a lot more of the setup and the background stuff. Um, we were thinking about doing another one of those, but obviously we won't be here. I did share with the audience that we would be leaving this humble abode and returning to the county of Oranges. And but so we don't necessarily have the space over there to kind of throw a backyard comedy jam, but we do have a friend um, who has a place and a really nice backyard that he's said he would like to um, maybe host something back there. So we'll see if we can't get another one of those going. But yeah, man, I just I want to get back into the comedy thing. I'm not really a new me resolution kind of guy. Um, Probably just because I don't set goals, so I can't fail them. You know, is that bad?
No, I think most people tend to fail, so I'd rather keep it realistic and focus on you and just whatever you can do to better yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it's just one day or, whatever, you just wake up and want to do it that day, but the next day you're not feeling so great. So who cares? Do it when you can.
Right. So next year I'm gonna focus on me, kind of professionally from my employment standpoint. Um, there's just some goals that I want to reach, and I don't want to go in any of that. But I've spent the last couple of years, 2 years really, just looking back, reflecting, reminiscing, grieving at points, and it's just time to go forward. It's just kind of dawned on me. That's kind of been my New Year's kind of epiphany or breakthrough, is like it's just time to go forward, Vicky, and like look forward to what's ahead of us. Start, you know, putting actions in place to get to where we want to go in front of us. Not saying that we forget everything behind us and that's all gone and never a part of us, or part of memories, but maybe just a little less time invested in looking back and more time invested in looking forward. So that's kind of my kind of I guess if you want to call it a what do they call it, your New Year's Eve resolution. How about you, Victor?
I think this year is, yeah, I'm not going big on this one either, just because, we don't know where the year's going to take us. But definitely, I think this year, we're, opportunities to move back to Orange County. And I've got goals for us in regards to what that means financially. And, due to those financial changes, where it's going to lead us or put us into next year. So I've got goals there
Is that a
professionally.
resolution, or is that your Charles Schwab broker pitch?
I'm just not going to go in here and be like, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this. Like, obviously.
Oh, wait, you're not doing that?
Obviously, I think just my goal this year was also to just eat better, which I think I've stuck to it. So eat better, take care of myself, make sure that I'm taking care of my family and my loved ones and watching out for them. And then just, again, financial goals. And I think these are just everyday things, right? But at the end of it, there's a goal behind it. So, always have what your goals are, but then your resolution should be kind of like those steps to get you there. I'm not saying like this is what I'm going to do, but this is what I'm working towards. That's it.
Fair enough. Yep. I think that's probably where I struggle a little bit, is like, I'm not kind of a pipe dreamer, kind of a 35,000 foot kind of guy where I like to see things and but probably not as sharp or focused as I need to be on details or execution sometimes. I leave that to the
execution is all the detail.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to improve my execution, and be more focused, and instead of kind of being that 35,000 square foot kind of view of things, pipe dreaming, whatever. I think just got to make things happen. So
that's why it balances out, because we need that long-term vision, like what the end goal is, and you have it. and we work backwards, and now that's where I come in and put those steps into play.
Yep. All right, guys. So any parting words of wisdom before we go enjoy these days?
Yeah, have a great 2021 as best we can make it. Stay healthy, be safe, and have a good one.
And I will definitely echo that. And I want to thank everybody, all 22 of you guys who have gone on this journey with me since I started this up. And please, if you're seeing this and you don't subscribe, hit the like, hit the follow button. Leave me some comments, leave me some questions, heck, leave me some criticism. I don't care.
Or topics you'd like us to cover.
Yeah.
Just random
Yeah.
stuff.
If you're not in California
Talk
and
about cats, dogs, the rain,
whoa,
the weather.
easy, crazy cat lady. But yeah, no, if you're not in California, maybe there's some place that you want to see or something you'd like us to go look at, and we will definitely go do that. We're looking for any reason to go jump in our car and go check out.
We'll even go do food review. We'll go drive out to whatever your favorite places, pick up some grub, but bring it home, and we'll do a review for you.
Yeah, throw us some recommendations on some food spots in SoCal, or even NorCal, anywhere. Also podcasts, right? Like Vicky and I are definitely gotten into the podcast thing, and we've kind of run dry on podcasts. So if you have a good podcast out there, put it in the comment section below and let's check it out. A couple of quick podcasts I'll say that we've really enjoyed. Dirty John, I think, was one of our favorites. This is about a guy who gets wrapped up with a lady in Costa Mesa or Huntington Beach. No, not Huntington Beach, Balboa.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
He's done it to a few ladies at the end.
Yeah.
But it's great. And then once you hear the podcast, watch the show on Netflix. And
oh yeah, I forgot it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's pretty right on, huh? Another one that we really, really liked, and this might have been one of our first few that we listened to, was called "To Live and Die in L.A."
Yeah.
And this was about a young lady who moved to L.A. Or she didn't move to LA. She was an LA native, but her boyfriend moved to LA, and they were both aspiring actors and actresses, and she was a model, and she just goes missing. So
and then go hear it from there because we don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
And there's that other one that there's also a movie about where he ended up being the one. It was about his wife and kids. We'll get back to it.
We'll list it in the comment section when we post this. What else? Another one out there is called The Dossier, which is about the Biggie Smalls murder cover up, and man, that like blows the lid off of the Rampart scandal and the LAPD cover ups. And this podcast is uncovered information that is looking like or could potentially reopen that case. I think there's a civil lawsuit or a civil component to that case that could be reopened, and that has been really good. Pretty mind-blowing, huh? But like some of the stuff that the LAPD was doing back in the 90s, the cover-ups. And so yeah, The Dossier. But like we said, if you have any podcasts, recommendations, definitely put those in the comments. And if you have any criticisms, put those there too. If you think I'm ugly or we fucking suck, put that there too, because
you can tell Sean, don't tell me.
All right, guys, hope everyone has had a great new year and is going to get back to things here come Monday, and hope you guys have a great 2021. Peace.